mentioned that it's great for washing vegetables, okay? What we did was we took a bunch of grapes and I soaked it in one tap water, one in 9.5, okay? Actually, I put it in strong alkaline water. And the strong alkaline water is great for cleaning up grease and oils and things like that. And I'll prove it to you in a second. But let's take a look at the benefits of washing your vegetables in this water. And it does get a little messy. Oops. Okay, so that's from this one. And that's from this one. Can anyone see the difference in color? Okay. This is your vegetable washed in tap water, and this is the vegetable washed in strong alkaline water. Okay, what's the benefit? You know, fortunately for you guys, you don't have a lot of chlorine. But you know, the funny thing is a lot of people will go buy organic vegetables, and then they go wash it in tap water. And what happens is that the chlorine gets absorbed into the fruit and vegetables. Whereas on the other hand, our ionized strong alkaline water will take and break down the oils and chemicals. It was about 3 years ago, I was in Florida, and I was doing this demo, and instead of tomatoes, I had grapes. And this is just at the beginning. And we had about 500 people, but we're still filling up. There's one guy sitting right in the very front. And he's sitting in the front, and he's sitting like this. Okay, that tells me he doesn't want to be here. So I go up to him, you know, before I start and say, "Sir, you don't want to be here, do you?" He goes, "No, how could you tell?" I said, I'm quick about these things. I said, "Let me guess, your wife asked you to come here, right?" He goes, "Yes." "And she's not here with you?" "No." I said, "I tell you what, you're just oozing no and negative vibes. So why don't you give me your wife's name and phone number? I'll call her and tell her you were here. And you can just run off and go to Starbucks or to a movie or whatever and just kind of go." And he said, "No." I said, "Why not?" He goes, "I'm an honest guy. I finally found my first honest guy." Okay, and it had to be then. So he goes, he's staying, and I said, "Why? Why do you want to suffer?" He goes, "Don't worry, I'm staying so you can suffer it too." And I just kept aware of him. He was just there, and he just, no, right? So it finally came to the point, and I decided I'm going to unravel him because he's got to have been so constricted that blood was no longer flowing into his brains. Okay? So I asked him, I said, "Sir, would you mind passing out these grapes?" And he said, "I don't mind at all." I said, "Great." So I figured maybe some positive energy will come through him, okay? So he unravels himself, gets up, and then he looks at the grapes, and he's just seen exactly what I did to you, except now the water's purple, and the other one's clear. And in front of 500 people, he said, "You know, Arthur, I just learned something." I said, "What's that?" He goes, "Well, yesterday, my wife and I, we had a fight about these same grapes. And I told my wife she was poisoning my 2 sons. They were 9 and 11 at the time." And I said, "And?" He goes, "And I was right. You proved to me that I was right, that she was still poisoning my sons, because she convinced me that she was washing the chemicals off, and you just showed it to me that she didn't wash the chemicals off, that it was still on, and matter of fact, it added more chemicals. So she's killing my sons." And I said, "Is that all you learned?" He said, "No, I also learned one more thing." I said, "What's that?" He said, "This is priceless. Now I know how to save my sons' lives."
Wow.
I said, "Oh, thank God." I was so overjoyed. You know, I don't know what, you know, will turn people on, because this guy was Mr. No the whole way. Didn't matter all the science, the evidence I gave and everything. I just showed him, you know, how